Alright, guys, just a couple thoughts today. Um, Michael Burry tweeted today, and there's just a song, and it's called. Oh, did I forget what it's called? It's by like Devil Rider or something. What was it called? We'll find it real quick. He deletes his tweets, so you got to go to Michael Burry archive to see all of his old tweets. Back with a Vengeance. I don't really care for the song. It's just heavy metal, but it's fine. But I like Back with a Vengeance because that's what MULN's about to be. Um, if you've been watching a lot of my videos, you know that I say that like over the last 2 months we've seen a variety of pump and dumps through the oil markets, through the BBBY, the Twitters, Ader, SST, all of them, GME and AMC. And I told you that Twitter was one of the stories that we had to get some type of resolution on before we'd probably squeeze. And so when Twitter, all this Twitter news coming out with Elon, I feel like that helps push us along. But right now, so Trump just tweeted on True Social for the first time in a few months, making it sound like he's back. And in the extra hours is pumping 30%. And I've been talking about how Elon Musk, like when Elon Musk started pushing for this whole Twitter garbage, it got me real excited because for me it's like Elon Musk, their biggest play. Like nobody moves more money than Elon Musk. So if Elon Musk says this is the way, then we know he's lying, and we know he's just trying to prevent a short squeeze from happening, and he's trying to distract retail. But on top of that, um, the whole point was that I always said that he was the biggest one to do it, and he should be the last one. And now that I think about it, it makes a lot more sense. And it makes a lot more sense that Trump is the final pump and dump. So DWAC will be getting diluted. There's no question about it. DWAC will get diluted throughout this run-up that it's having right now, and it will crash no problem. And MULN should be right behind it. But thinking from that whole logic perspective of after Elon Musk, they got no one left to pump and dump us with because he's like the biggest pump and dumper out there, Donald Trump has a better pump. That's for sure. The Trump bump is what they call it. So it might go up a little bit. It might go up for a couple days. I don't really care. Like if you got money and you're not all in on MULN, do what you got to do. I don't really care. It'll go up and down probably, but MULN's gonna get the best ROI at the end. That's for sure. So one other thing, MULN at 30 million volume. It closed today at like 28 and some change of volume, maybe 29. And if you go back to the last 2 months of trading, since we went up 200% in a day, it is the lowest volume. Yesterday was the lowest volume. Now today's the lowest volume. All we're looking for is one good volume day, one good pump, and it's a done deal. If we look at this guy right here, so this Mike Parry guy, he's got no tweets. All of his old stuff I can't see for some reason, or it's been deleted, and he got no likes. The only thing that he had said was he came on yesterday to say MULN looking to partner with an Fortune 500 company. Maybe it's FedEx, who cares? He says this is going to push the price over $20. May 6th. May 6th is also a historic date for the Hindenburg disaster, where a blimp crashed and people died. And Hindenburg is the same name of the research company that put out the short report on MULN almost a month ago now, maybe 3 weeks ago. And then he comes on today and says if you're holding at least 1,000 shares of MULN, you're already a winner within these next 2 to 4 weeks. Forget about the price right now. Just know your profit will be times 10 of what you're currently holding. Hashtag MULN, hashtag MULN Automotive, hashtag MULN USA, hashtag MULN. Now, if you, one last thing. So Bazinga has been putting out alerts on MULN, and it's been saying earnings date on May 4th. I've heard somebody say that it's going to be May 5th. Bazinga's actual website, when I Google it, has this one page where it says confirmed earnings date May 9th. So that's all interesting. And then my E-Trade says it's May 16th. So it could be anytime between May 4th and May 16th. The most solid source that I think is the Bazinga one, which says May 9th. Now, we got our last dilution news. It was like April 18th. And they only updated from March 28th to March 31st. So they gave us some dilution news on April 18th through the SEC filing, but they left out 2 weeks of data. And so now every time dilution has been released, it's always been on a Monday, even for AMC. Every time they release dilution news, it's always on a Monday. Now, the last time they released dilution news on AMC before they never diluted again was on a Monday, and it was the start of the squeeze as well. So the squeeze started on a Monday. So we like Mondays a lot. If we don't get dilution news on the Monday and it goes green, we're not as bullish as we would be if it goes big green when we get dilution news at the same time. That is always a good sign that we have started the squeeze. Yeah, and we're sitting at 4 weeks now of no dilution news. So we went from February 11th to March 14th from 20 million retail shares to 150 million retail shares. March 15th to March, what was it? Probably 25th or 24th. And we went from 150 million shares to 210 million shares. And then March 24th to March 31st, we went to 210 million shares all the way to 250 million shares, roughly. And so we're sitting at 250 million retail float. There is a possible 30 million the insiders have that we could have bought also, so it could be 280 million by that time. And then we also have the last 4 weeks of no dilution news and the price crashing and many, many high volume days with a very, very low price. I'm excited for all of it. The dilution is going to give us a lot of information. Like basically this next dilution news, we're going to find out just how many shares they have left before the warrants, or maybe if David Mickery used his whole voting power to vote that the warrants be used at a different price instead of the 884 that they had before. Like, I mean, they say that that's technically possible, but the whole point of the 884 warrants was their, like in the filings, they say we are putting these at 884 to protect our investors from dilution. So if they break that covenant, even if they vote on it and somehow it's technically legal, I think that'd be extremely damning to them. And I don't think that's happening. I think they have run out of every possible share that they could possibly sell besides the warrants. And we're about to jump from $1 to $8 really, really, really fast. And then after that, we'll have a couple more good days. Maybe go to 20, maybe go to 30. And then they'll hit us with that heavy dilution. That's where my head's at. That's my MULN recap. Good luck, people.